morning everyone. Students, as you know, we have completed our pre-midterm syllabus and we are starting the revision of the partnership, chapter number 1, fundamentals of partnership. Okay, fundamentals of partnership. Here we have to learn the basic things regarding the partnership, right? So first we will discuss about the theory portion of the partnership and then we will move to the practical portion. Okay, so we should be clear what is partnership. When two or more people, they get together for the common purpose, for the common objective, right, and they contribute the capital with certain other rule regulations that we mentioned in the partnership deed, right? So when two or more people, they just join together for the common objective, common purpose, so we term it as a partnership. Students, registration of partnership. Next thing we are talking about the registration. It's not compulsory at all. If they want, if they are willing, they can get their firm registered, partnership firm registered under Partnership Act 1932. But if they are not willing, they don't get it registered. It is completely optional. But we always suggest to get it registered because it's always good, right? It's having a lot of benefits. Benefits we will discuss later on, and in business study we have discussed last year. Okay, so registration is not compulsory at all, but it is advisable to get it registered due to its benefit. Okay. Next thing, when two or more people, they join their hands to be a partner in a firm, so they have to work on certain terms and conditions. Certain do's and don'ts are there. One has to do this, one don't have to do this. How much you will contribute, what you will be doing, what will be my work. So many issues can be there. So better they decide everything, and they do that. They decide all the things. Okay, how much capital they are going to contribute, how much profit sharing ratio will be there, what will be their working pattern and all that. So they decide the things, right? So wherever they decide, they can write it on the paper. So we call it partnership deed. Okay, partnership deed. It's always better to decide the things well in advance and they just write it on the paper. That is termed as partnership deed. Student, it is compulsory to prepare a partnership deed. Okay, but it is not compulsory to be in writing. Your partnership deed can be oral or it can be written also, right? Again, we suggest the partners to prepare the partnership deed in writing because you have a proof. Tomorrow, if any conflict arises between the partners, so you have a proof, you can show that we have written this. I will be getting this much salary, I will be doing this work, I will not do that. So when you have the things in writing, that's always better. So once again, I remind you students, agreement. It is compulsory to prepare an agreement in the partnership firm, but it is again optional. You can prepare an oral agreement, means verbally you are deciding to you do this, I will do that, you will be getting this much, I will be getting that much, and you can prepare your partnership deed in writing also, but it is advisable to be in writing. Students, one more thing, when you prepare the partnership deed in writing, so that becomes your agreement. Okay, that becomes your partnership agreement. I hope the points are clear. Registration is optional, but it is always advisable to get it registered due to its benefit, right? It is compulsory to prepare the agreement, that's partnership deed, but it is optional again, oral or in writing, but if it is in writing, we call it a partnership deed. Fine? So let's start the features of partnership. So the first feature is two or more persons. Just before we have talked, in partnership we have two or more people working together. What will be the number of people? That is the maximum number of people in the partnership, that is 50 according to the partnership. According to the Companies Act 2013, they have mentioned in that, right? Kitne partners ho sakte hain maximum? So that will be 50. Next point is your agreement. As I have told you just before, it's an agreement, means there will be agreement between the partners, right? The agreement comes from the deed. When the partnership deed is in writing, so that takes a form of agreement. Next is your lawful business. Now we will talk about the next point, that is lawful business. Students always remember the partnership which we have constituted, and we have prepared the partnership agreement, right? So that should be for the lawful purpose. Your business must have established for the legal purpose. It should not be illegal, alright? Next is your profit sharing. When two or more people are working together, quite obvious they will share the profits and of course losses also. So partnership is meant for sharing the profits and losses between all the partners. There can be two, minimum and maximum 50 partners can be there, and in which ratio they will be sharing, that they mention in the partnership I'm sorry they will mention in the partnership deed, right? So whatever the ratio, either 3:2, 2:1, or the equal ratio, whatever the ratio has been decided, they will be sharing. Okay. Next we have business can be carried on by all or any of the partners. Well, we have discussed these points in our business studies also, and here also we have explained already. In partnership we have more than two people, minimum 2 and maximum 50. So this business can be carried on by all the partners, there is no restriction, and it can be carried on by a few people, because it is not as advisable that everyone should come and they should manage. The things will be messed up if a more number of people they are managing. Okay, but it is not restricted. If you have 4 partners, so all these 4 partners can manage the business, and if single person is eligible, right, and he is capable to manage, maybe rest of the partners they are illiterate, they don't know anything about the business, so even a single person can manage the business, there is no problem at all. Next point we are talking, okay, here we have completed the features of the partnership, fine. Now the partners, they have some rights, they have some rights, they have some responsibilities, they have some authorities, they have some duties, okay. So here we are talking about the rights of the partner. Rights are the partner means what they can do with the right, that is participation in the management. Each and every partner is liable to participate in the management, or you can say each and every partner has right to participate in the management. Nobody can deny. If one says you should not participate in the management, no, they can't say like this, because this is the basic right of a partner. He can participate in the management, he can manage the business affairs properly, provided he is capable. If he doesn't know anything about the business, that is different thing, so that person won't manage. Next point is consulted about the affairs. As I have told you, if the person is capable, they manage the business, but if the person is not capable enough, we have studied the kind of partners in business study. I remind you students here, we have a sleeping partner, dormant partner, right? Sleeping partner is that partner which is not active in the business, staying at home. Sometimes husband and wife, they become partner. So wife is staying at home, is not taking care of the business activity, right? So in that case, she is not coming to handle the affairs of the business. But instead of wife, if anybody else is there, and if the person wants, I must inspect my books of account, or I want to check what is going on in the business. Remember students, this person is not an active partner, right, staying at home. But whenever the person wants, whenever a partner wants, he can come to the business, he can tell the people to show the books of account, he can inspect the books of account, and he can discuss about the affairs of the business, right? What is going on in the business, he can ask about it, right? So both are the rights of a partner. So here we have talked about the consulted about the affairs of the business, he has right, and inspect book of account, this also we have discussed here. Well, next right of a partner is share profits and losses. Every partner has a right to share the profits and losses, of course. If they have any profit, they share. If they have any loss, of course, that also they share. And if any risk is there in the business, so risk goes to all the partners. So simultaneously, they are sharing all the risk also. Next, we have right to get interest if agreed. Students, I tell you about this. We have to mention the things in partnership deed. If it is mentioned in the partnership deed that partner is eligible, not eligible, partner will be taking interest on capital. Okay, these are the certain things which we have to mention in the partnership deed. If it is not mentioned, they are not allowed to take this interest on capital, interest on drawing. These things are not allowed. Even salary is also not allowed. So they have to mention all these things in the partnership deed. So if they have mentioned in the partnership deed, so he has a right. He has a right to get interest on capital. Alright. Next we have right to act according to his best judgment in case of any emergency. We have studied in the principle of insurance also, students. So here also I am telling you, if any emergency arises, and that is not mentioned in the partnership deed, who is going to handle the situation, right? So according to the situation, suppose 3 partners are there, A, B and C. Only partner B is available at that moment where the emergency or some problem is there. Suppose the fire occurs in the business or shop, whatever the place is there, right? So B is present at that moment. So B has a right to take action according to best of his knowledge to minimize the loss of the business. Okay. So right to act according to his best of his judgment in case of emergency. So whatever he finds suitable and he thinks suitable, he can do that. I tell this also, students. In this situation, if the partner B has incurred some expenses to minimize the loss or to control the situation, later on he can get these expenses reimbursed from the firm. Reimbursed from the firm means firm से वो charge कर लेगा, वो पैसे दे देगा. Next, no to allow admission. Students, we have already discussed. Again, I am telling you, admission of a new partner. Fine, admissions, new partners are taking admission in the firm. We have a chapter also. But how the person takes admission? With the consent of each and every partner. Suppose there are 5 partners in a firm. 4 partners are agreed on this point. Fine, Mr. So-and-so can be a partner in this partnership firm. But one person is not agreed. Single person is not agreed and remaining 4 people they are agreed. So they can't admit a new partner. It is compulsory that each and everyone should be agreed on the same point. Only then we can admit a new partner. Right? So that is also right of a partner to deny that this following person won't be a partner in our firm. Next right, after notice, partners can take retirement. Well, students, we have a different kind of kinds of partnership we have studied in BST, right? So there is a partnership at will also, and particular partnership is also there. Okay, so when the partnership at will is there, so according to your will, you can terminate it. But it doesn't mean you have decided today and tomorrow you are going to terminate it. No, there should be a considerable time. And you should give a due notice to the rest of the partners. Due notice means the proper time, and this definition of the proper time can be different for the different businesses. Okay, so somewhere you require the notice of 15 days, somewhere you require a notice of 6 months, and somewhere the notice is required for complete 1 year. So due notice, due time period should be given. Right? Proper notice should be given to remaining partners, and you can take retirement from the firm whenever you want. Fine? So these were a few rights of the partners, right? Students, we have talked about the partnership deed. What is the partnership deed, right? What is partnership deed? Deed is the thing like do's and don'ts of the partner. What you are going to do, what you are not going to do. These activities are allowed, these activities are not allowed, right? So all these things are there. So if it is oral, it is simply partnership deed, but when you write this deed, that becomes your agreement. Okay, so what are the contents of the partnership deed? So many contents are there, and a few important ones I have taken here. Here the first one is the description of partnership. The contents of partnership deed. First one, description of partnership. What kind of business you are going to do? you have started partnership business, you have started business in partnership, but in which item you will be dealing, or will that be a manufacturing business or the trading business or what, or you are providing certain services to the society. So whatever the things are there, you must mention in the partnership deed. Then next we have description of the firm. Description of the partners and description of the firm means who are the partners. First point, what your firm has been constituted for, कि firm किस लिए establish की गई है, क्या उसका objective है. Description of the partnership firm. Then description of the partners. Who are the partners? Mr. Ram, Shyam, Sohan, Mohan. Who are the partners? Okay. Their proper address, their contact number, all these things will be in the partnership deed. And then we will have the description of the firm. Right? That is the same thing which I have told you in the first point कि firm किस चीज़ का business करेगी, किस regarding है, firm आपकी कहाँ पे situated होगी, क्या address है, all these things you have to mention. Okay. Next we have principal place of business. This I have explained with the description of firm only कि आपका address क्या है, firm आपकी कहाँ पे situated है. So it's telling principal place of business. Your business can be at the different places. You can have the sister concern also. Okay, so principal place of your business. You can say the in companies we have studied regarding the registered office. So it is a kind of registered office of your partnership. ठीक है कि partnership का आपका जो main head office है, registered office है, right? या principal place है, वो कौन सी जगह है, कहाँ है, उसका क्या address है. All these things we will mention in the partnership. Nature of business, this I have explained in the first point कि what kind of business you are doing, किस चीज़ का business करेंगे, क्या item deal कर रहे हैं, either this is manufacturing or trading business, right? And the whole detail if something is there. So that you will mention in the partnership. Next we have commencement of business. Students, when your business is going to commence, when it is going to start. Is that an old business you have purchased, or it is a newly established business, or from which date it has been established, or it is going to start from which date. So whatever the detail is there, that you have to mention in partnership deed. Okay. Next we have capital contribution. It's very important, students. Suppose we have 3 partners and all these 3 partners, they have decided to contribute. Of course they have to decide and they have to contribute the capital because we need some investment to start a business. Okay, so they have to mention here, they have to tell in the partnership deed what is their capital contribution. Here I would like to clear one more point, students. It always doesn't happen that each and every partner is contributing capital. Sometimes some partner, they contribute in the different way. They are contributing in the kind. Kind means they are not paying in the cash. They are bringing their certain assets. Okay, and certain people, they are contributing through their intelligence, their mind, their talent, their technology is used by them. Okay, so whatever the things are there, that must be mentioned. Next we have interest on capital. Well, here also we have discussed about it, and once again I'm telling you, interest on capital. See, everyone has contributed the capital. So how much interest you people are going to get? Either this is 4%, 5%, 10% or 15%. Whatever the percentage you mention in the partnership deed, you will get it. Okay? If you don't mention the percentage and even you get it or you don't get, so you will not get the interest on capital. Okay, so it is must to mention the percentage of interest on capital. Next point, we have interest on drawing. Students, interest on drawing, I have told you, and you are the students of 12th standard, we have discussed in detail in 11th. If partners are withdrawing something from the business, that is termed as drawing due to entity concept. And entity concept tells that business and businessman both are separate, right? Separate from which point of view? We have 2 points of view. You must revise that. We have a legal point of view and we have accounting point of view. From the legal point of view, students, business and businessman both are same. Okay. Law says you are not other than your business. Okay. But from accounting point of view, your business and businessman both are separate. That's why we have a first entry cash account debit to capital, and capital is termed as a liability of the business. Alright. So here it is telling interest on drawing. So if partnership firm is allowing some interest to the partners on their drawing, I mean not allowing, it is charging some percentage of the interest on drawing. So they have to mention which percentage they are going to charge. Alright. Now we have the profit sharing. Profit sharing, either they will be sharing equally or certain other ratios are there. Suppose they decide their profits and losses in their capital contribution. A, B, C. A has invested 1 lakh, B has invested 2 lakh and C has invested 3 lakh, right? So 1:2:3. जिसने ज़्यादा इन्वेस्ट किया है उसको ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट मिल जाएगा. If they decide कि our profit sharing ratio will be the same as capital contribution ratio is there. So whatever ratio you decide, that must be mentioned in the partnership deed, and you will get that profit sharing only. Alright. Next we have interest on loan. Students, to run a business we need money, we need finance. Okay. So we have a method to have it from the partners through the capital. But sometimes this is not sufficient. Then we look forward for the loan. We take bank loan. Okay. And we have to pay interest to the bank. Fine. That's very obvious to everyone. Now, this is possible here. One of the partner is very rich. Okay. He has a lot of money. He has contributed the capital, of course. But rest of the partners are telling, see, we need another 20 lakh rupees for our business. Okay. So, two options are there. One is to go to the bank and get this money. And another one, Mr. A, one of the richest partner, we can have from this. So that option works. And Mr. A said, okay, fine, I will give you the loan. So what do you think, students? Don't we have to pay the interest to the richest partner or no? Of course we have to pay the interest because he is just helping. It doesn't mean he is a partner, so he is giving this amount in free. Okay. This is one of the alternate we have. If we take loan from the bank, we have to pay the interest. In the same way, if we take loan from one of the partner, then also we have to pay interest on the loan. So it is mandatory, students. It is mandatory that firm has to pay the interest on loan if it has taken from any of the partner. Alright. Now it matters. What will be the rate of interest? So we just decide. The circumstances and the people, they decide themselves. The partner, of course, they decide what are the rates prevailing in the market and what rate bank is charging. So they just decide accordingly. That's their internal matter. We got nothing to do with this rate of interest. But they decide and they mention in the partnership deed. So whatever the rate of interest they mention in the partnership deed, that rate will be given to the partner on its loan. One important point, students, very soon we are going to do this also. If they don't decide the rate of interest on the loan and they don't mention anything regarding interest on loan, still partnership firm has to pay interest, and that will be 6% on his loan, right? That is mandatory. Next we are talking about the remuneration to partner. Well, students, Mr. Ram and Shyam are the partners, and Mr. Ram is very active, right? He just reaches at the shop at 9 o'clock in the morning and he leaves the shop at 10 in the night. But Mr. Shyam is very lazy. He comes very late, or you can say that Mr. Shyam is staying at home. He is not coming because he is not having any much knowledge about the business, right? So what do you think? What your mind says? Mr. Ram should get something extra other than Mr. Shyam's, profit? Well, the mind says, of course, when one is working harder than Mr. Shyam, so he should get something. But they must decide this thing in advance. They must talk to each other that I will be doing this much work you are doing that much, or I will be working something extra, some extra efforts I'm putting in the work, so I need something extra, right? So I will take it as a salary or something else. So whatever you decide, just mention in the partnership deed. So the salary which has been decided by Mr. Ram or Mr. Shyam is also charging something, right? So whatever you have decided, you must mention in the partnership deed, remuneration to the partners. If you don't mention the remuneration of the partner, so you are not going to get any kind of remuneration, right? Partners won't get anything, okay? Either you are working from morning till night, fine? Next we have valuation of goodwill. Students, you have studied in next chapter, valuation of goodwill. We have the different methods of the valuation of goodwill, okay? So, which method you are going to follow? See, this is the partnership firm. Maybe some new partner, of course, in the future, if you plan to establish your business in a different area, you are expanding your business, you are thinking about the growth of the business, okay? So, you are inviting certain other people also to join the firm, means new partners, and you know that at the time of admission of a new partner, we have to value the goodwill, right? So, what will be the method of valuation of the goodwill? And at the time of retirement also, we need all these things, and death of a partner, we need to value the goodwill, okay? So, we have the different methods, which method will be suitable for you, all these things you discuss and you decide and you mention in the partnership deed, right? So, this will be a part of your partnership deed. Next is your valuation of assets. Well, students, I have told you and we have learned revaluation of assets and liabilities, fine. So, revaluation means revaluing the assets and reassessment of the liability. That's very important from this point of view when a new partner is joining, new person is joining, or somebody is taking the retirement. Reason being, when a new partner is coming, so before his joining, firm may have some profits and losses due to, the revised value of the assets. Firm can have some profits and losses due to revised value of the assets and reassessment of the liability. Suppose you have purchased one piece of land and its value was 1 lakh at the time of purchase. Right now, if you value, its value is 1 crore rupee, right? So, who is the owner of this profit? Valuation आपने किया, 1 लाख की खरीदी थी, आज 1 करोड़ हो गया, ठीक है? तो this 99 lakh will be sharing. Of course, the old partners will be sharing. Okay, old partners will be sharing in the old profit sharing ratio. This we have studied, okay, in the revaluation. So, which method you are deciding, okay, of the valuation of the assets? That's very important. कि आपने जो 1 करोड़ की वैल्यू की है वो किस मेथड से की है? A few students must be knowing कि आपने उसको मार्केट वैल्यू किया है या किसी और तरह, बहुत सारे मेथड्स होते हैं, तो आपने किस तरह से उस असेट्स की वैल्यू को फाइंड आउट किया. इट्स नॉट ओनली लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग, इट कैन बी योर फर्नीचर, इट कैन बी योर स्टॉक में भी अपने डिफरेंट मेथड्स होते हैं, कॉस्ट और मार्केट प्राइस विच एवर इज लेस, फाइन. तो विच मेथड यू आर टेकिंग टू वैल्यू योर असेट्स, दीज ऑल थिंग्स वी हैव टू मैच. नेक्स्ट इज योर सेटलमेंट ऑफ अकाउंट्स. हाउ डू यू प्रिपेयर योर अकाउंट्स, राइट? Which methods you are following in your accounts. In 11th you have studied, we have the different methods of certain things like valuation of the depreciation, valuation of the stock and certain other things. So which method you are going to follow, how you are settling your accounts. And if you have, somebody has taken the retirement, one more point is related to this. Somebody has taken the retirement, so we value the share of a retiring partner or the deceased partner who is expired. So what amount goes to these people? Okay. So how you have valued that amount? Uska aapne kis tarah se value kiya and how do you settle that? Settlement of their account means you will be paying them in cash or you will be keeping in their, keeping in their loan account. Right now, suppose you don't have money, so you have taken permission and you have shown those people as a creditors. Like आपने उनके जो कैपिटल अमाउंट का बैलेंस था, जो टोटल उनको देना था, उसको आपने लोन में ट्रांसफर कर दिया, राइट? एंड आफ्टर ट्रांसफरिंग इट इनटू द लोन, how much interest you will be paying. So all these things you will be mentioning in your partnership. Next we have rights and duties of the partners. Well, students, here we have discussed the rights just before as we have certain duties also, what they have to do. So what are their rights, duties, responsibilities, everything we have to mention in the partnership deed, because this deed is a kind of doctrine of indoor management which we talk in the company form of business organizations. Means this is the work pattern of any business. This way you will be doing your work. If any problem arises, what to do in this situation, what not to do. So in that situation, we must refer the partnership deed. So this will be very helpful to you. Okay. Next we have rights and duties. Fine, we have discussed. Then bank account of a partner. Well, these partners, who is the active partner number one, that we have to mention. Okay. And the method of operating the bank account. We have a separate bank account of the partners. We have a joint accounts, or we have a joint account in the like firm का भी आपका account होता है अलग से. तो कौन सा method आप follow कर रहे हैं and किस तरह से आप उसको operate कर रहे हैं. These all things we mentioned in partnership deed. Well, then we have settlement of the disputes. It's very obvious and natural when two or more people are working together. Sooner or later some conflicts arises, some disputes arises. So how they will settle these disputes, how they will solve their problems and matter. Okay, how they will solve, resolve these problems. So these all things you can mention in the partnership deed. And so many other things. These are the important one which every business has to prepare. Every business is related to these all points, but that depends upon business to business, right? That vary from business to business. One business can have a long list of the partnership deed because so many things are there to be taken care. And a few businesses, they are working on the small level, so they don't have this much things to mention in the partnership deed, right? So that depends upon the nature and size of business. What contents you are writing in the partnership deed. Here we have taken only common contents which any ordinary partnership can have. Okay, but if we have certain kind of we know the nature of the partnership and we know the size of the partnership, so certain other points can also be added. Alright students, so here we have discussed about the partnership deed. Well, before winding up today's class, I would like to discuss one more important topic. That is partnership deed. Recently we have discussed. Okay, so we have to do whatever is mentioned in the partnership deed. Is that clear? Now, what happens? Sometimes we don't prepare the partnership deed. Okay, it's quite obvious when your business is working on the small level, right? So we don't prepare the partnership deed. Then some certain problem arises. So how to solve that problem? In that situation, we look forward to the Partnership Act 1932. Are you getting my point, students? We have to follow partnership deed if we have prepared. And if we did not prepare the partnership deed, in that situation, we have to refer the Partnership Act 1932, right? Regarding which points? The important points. Now the question arises, how much profit Mr. A, B and C are going to share? Because they don't have the partnership deed. They did not decide. They did not mention. So what to do? Okay. So Partnership Act 1932 tells all the partners will be sharing equal profits and losses. Is that clear, students? In the absence of partnership deed, whatever your Partnership Act 1932 is telling, you have to do that. And the first point is regarding your profits and losses. They will be sharing equally. Okay. Second important point goes to interest on capital. Okay. So your Partnership Act 1932 says no interest on capital is allowed. Okay, you will find the question later on. In the question this has mentioned that Mr. A is asking for the interest on capital. So very clearly you have to say no, Mr. A will not get interest on capital because the firm is not having the partnership deed and it is not allowed. Fine. And in the same way, interest on drawing is also not allowed. Okay, in the Partnership Act 1932. If it is not mentioned in the partnership deed, right? Now next important point is your commission. It's not important, it's related to this only. Commission and salary, right? As I have taken an example of Mr. Ram and Shyam. Ram is working from morning till night. Shyam is not doing anything at all, staying at home. Ram is asking for the salary. I'm working like anything. I should get some salary and give me 50,000 per month. Now, what is your decision? Mr. Shyam says no, you will not get the salary. Very simple, because it is not mentioned in the partnership deed, right? Now we look forward to the Partnership Act. Partnership Act also says when it is not mentioned here, so no salary, no commission is allowed. Okay. And the last point is regarding interest on loan. Okay. Suppose interest on loan is also not mentioned in the partnership deed. Either you didn't mention these points in the partnership deed, or you didn't, your deed is silent. या तो आपने बनाई नहीं है, you didn't prepare the partnership deed, and if you have prepared, you didn't keep certain points. You didn't mention the profit and loss ratio. You didn't mention regarding interest on drawing capital, salary, commission, and interest on loan. That means your partnership deed is silent regarding these points. Okay. So we follow this rule of the Partnership Act 1932. Right. So the last point is interest on loan. Now the deed is also silent. Either you didn't prepare or the deed is silent. But here we have to provide interest on loan. I have told you already, this is mandatory to pay. Okay, it's mandatory to pay because somebody has given their money. If you would have taken it from the bank, so you would have paid to the bank even, right? So you have to pay the interest to the partner. Now the question arises, what will be the percentage? So that percentage will be 6% per annum interest on loan you have to pay to the partner if you have taken loan from a partner. You means firm. Firm has taken loan from the partner, then you have to. Fine, students. So that's all in today's revision class, and practical portion we will be taking tomorrow. So it's better you revise all these things well in advance when I will be taking a few questions, so that will be easy for you to understand. Thank you.